Hello, Morning Rush regulars. And by the way, it's a little disappointing today, Kelly.
What is that?
We were going to have another corporate visit from iHeartMedia programming from New York City.
A bigwig from New York was coming to say hi to us?
And now they canceled their meeting, so they've stopped cleaning up in the hallways. This place will be trashed out again like your college apartment before the end of the weekend.
Well, the biggest disappointment, and Tumbleweed will confirm this, is the free lunch is now been canceled.
Yep, they canceled the lunch. Tumbleweed, you're on your own for lunch
Back
today.
to McDonald's, buy your own.
So, and I was going to clean all this up, see, because somebody told me that on the podcast, this is unsightly. This is just this stuff.
Oh, well, some people who are listening to the podcast don't know what we're talking about, but this is a video
That's right.
cast as well. So you can get this on YouTube or on our Facebook page. Or just go right to the Morning Rush blog at 975wcos.com.
This is called Tomorrow's Show Today, where we talk about some of the things we might have discussed yesterday as a rollover, and we come up with new items we want to talk about on the air. So you can be thinking about it, or you can make suggestions as to some things we should talk about on the air.
Oh, your cell phone's ringing.
Always turn your phone ringer off before you start the podcast. All right, so what do we have? What kind of new stuff we got, Kelly?
Well, we've got a new story here. The children develop a fashion sense as young as age 7. So by age 7, kids are now directing mom and dad as to what they're going to wear and what they're not going to wear. I don't know. I don't think I remember having that kind of leeway with my mom or dad. I'm not going to wear that. I'm going to wear this.
Well, I remember when you go shopping for back to school, you could actually point to things that you're thinking you would like to have. Now, mom's going to have the final say-so, but you could make suggestions. But, yeah, mom's dressing you.
That's the way it's used to be, but I guess today's generation is different. The other thing that's interesting in this statistic was that I think it was 70% of parents said that their child dresses better than they do.
You know, when you start looking at some of the way the kids are dressed, and if you know because you've had to buy kids' clothing before, if you know how expensive some of those labels are, and you start buying those brands, I don't know if they're better dressed than the parents. I can tell you they probably cost just as much to outfit. It's really expensive when you start shopping for kids' clothing.
Yeah, I mean, are you spending more money on your kids than you are yourself with their clothing? That's a unique position to be in. Jonathan, he wants you to see that somebody's saying hello to
Oh, it's our friend Christy Bishop. Hi, Christy.
Hello, Christy Bishop. How have you been? Nice to
All right,
see
so
you. I'm not really saying you. Tumbleweed saying.
And Christy may be doing some back-to-school shopping.
Okay.
Because she's got a youngster she buys for, and a big one, a big boy. I'm telling you, get that kid in front of Muschamp now.
All right.
That boy is going to be the entire right side of our offense. He plays all 3 positions.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so anyway, so if you're doing some shopping, moms, for your kids, you can confirm. Or if dad's complaining, how much money did we spend on clothing for back to school, for Pete's sake?
You know, there are certain things that have kind of become part of the culture that are now kind of going away, Jonathan. And another one is being announced. Well, we think it's being announced. It was leaked by a supermodel. And I'm not even up to date with the supermodels. I think you say her name, Shania Shake.
That's unfortunate.
There's a close-up of her. She's very pretty, a lot prettier than her name.
I hope she is. With a name like that, she's got to be pretty.
And she says that the Victoria's Secret show has been canceled. They're no longer going to do that any longer. They're going to look for new ways to market the Victoria's Secret underwear rather than going out on the stage with the rock and roll stars and the hip-hop stars and all that sort of stuff.
How about the Victoria's Secret halftime show at the Super Bowl?
Was there a halftime show? I don't remember that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was just me going through the internet.
What? You freak!
Is there still a Victoria's Secret in the mall?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's the sad thing. When's the last time I went to a mall, obviously?
So we should cancel the mall.
Well, that's one of the things. There's a good conversation because apparently people watching Stranger Things with the youngsters, they're like, you actually went and hung out at the mall? Why would you ever hang out at the mall?
You and I were talking about nightclubs the other day. That's a weird thing to think about. Is a lot of not teenagers, but people in their early 20s have never been to a nightclub. Not even interested in them.
And one of the reasons why we brought it up is because we're a part of the big reopening. If you'd have to be over the age of 35 to ever remember, maybe over the age of 40, to remember the Skyline Club in its heyday with a lot of great country bands. There's big news coming. As a matter of fact, we got a huge announcement Friday morning about that. So just know.
All right. One of the things that we were talking about is peeking over the fence at your neighbor. There are a lot of freaks in America, correct? Right? And so somebody has to be neighbors with said freaks. So what are you seeing your neighbors doing?
Well, one of my neighbors, a very awkward conversation. I didn't know how to respond to this, so I didn't. But he said, listen, I know that the shrubs on my side of the fence, I was doing some work on one side of the yard, and he said, I know the shrubs on the other side are getting really big and bushy, but I don't want you to see us naked in the pool or anything.
Hey.
So, I'm going to be honest with you, every now and then I'll sneak a peek.
I told you about that, not this house, but the house I used to live at. The guy would come home, and I noticed he did it every time. For whatever reason, he'd like to urinate in the lawn.
Okay.
But and it wasn't like it was night. It's like 5:30. And he's going to walk up, and he's going to park in the front of his house. He's going to walk to the back. Now, for whatever reason, they don't use the front door. They use the back door. He walks between our two houses. I have a window. I can see you peeing on the side of your own house.
That's great.
I guess better his house than mine.
Right.
But why would you do it? You're literally 10 seconds away from being at your restroom. But he wanted to pee outside every time. I guess he liked to let it air out. I don't know.
Tumbleweed would have peed on your house.
Tumbleweed. Why would you do that, Tumbleweed?
I went to the men's room one day. Tumbleweed's standing there. He's got his underwear pulled around his ankles like a 5-year-old. He's making one of those big arches that goes over to the urinal.
No, that's not true. So tomorrow morning, 6:30. What is your quirky, weird neighbor doing?
Okay.
And we've got another survey here, Jonathan. Half of Americans say they would take a job with no vacations. You're working. Except for the weekends, you're working every day of the year. Man, I guess you get Christmas and the holidays.
Okay.
But no vacation, no time off, none of that, if they could get more money. Now, I think let's say if we go all the way down to the bottom, it said that 20% said that they would need to double their money.
All right.
So if you double my pay, I'm gonna go ahead and forfeit all my vacation time. But you got some. 26% say they would do it just basically for that week's pay. So if I got 2 weeks vacation a year, just pay me an extra 2 weeks money, and I just won't take those 2 weeks vacation.
And not take a vacation to go to the beach.
Yeah.
You're not going to go at Christmas time all the way up to Pennsylvania to see Grandma.
No.
No, you're going to get
They
New
just
Year's
want more
Day
money.
off, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, and Labor Day. That's all you're going to get.
It seems as if we're now getting into well, not all of us, but 26% of us, are getting into a position where we're kind of like the reverse of like Bob Cratchit.
Right.
Like they don't care about family time. They don't care about vacation times and
But wait a
relaxing.
minute, the millennials are always talking about it's not the money that motivates them to go to work. They
Now,
want to have
well,
money.
they might not have a job, so they can't
that's
be in
true.
the survey. If they're not working, you can't be in the survey.
That's a good point. You're not in the sample size because you're sitting at home playing Fortnite hoping you'll win $3 million next year.
Yeah, these are the people who are actually working, saying that.
Got it.
How much would it take for you to give up?
Man,
all
that's an
vacation?
interesting question. Hey, ponder that one, Morning Rush regulars. How much would you take to give up your vacation? And if you're not getting vacation now, then how much? Well, that's that doesn't make any sense. How much would it take to get you to give up your vacation time?
And Tumbleweed says there's no amount of money, basically. He
No.
needs his vacation. He wants to go back to Indiana.
He wants his private time with his wife, and he's going to spend time with his kids. There's no amount of money, is there, Weed?
No, sir.
You can't be bought, can you?
No.
There's a quality guy right there. By the way, I can be bought, just so you'll know. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there right. I haven't come up with my number yet, but I'll be sure and use that to negotiate with corporate. All right, we got that coming up at what, 7:15 tomorrow?
Yeah, and
Okay.
we've got the. Tumbleweed, if you want to just take a picture of this for the video, folks, can you see that on the video, what we're looking at there? That's a protest that went horribly wrong in London yesterday. And this is my favorite story of the day. I don't really know how to tie this into anything.
Okay.
But these people, they're talking about how energy is a crime. All right, they're against big energy. They're against all these, and they actually chained themselves to a building. They went to the wrong building. They actually chained themselves to a building that specializes in that kind of energy. It's like a hydro thing or whatever. It's promoted themselves as the world's largest renewable energy source or something. And they blocked traffic for like a day and a half or something in London until somebody gave them the memo. The guys you hate are down the street.
The fossil fuel guys, the global warming guys are down the street. These are the good guys.
We're going to jail for this now.
That's right.
Somebody's got to take the blame for that. Who organized this thing? Ted? Ted, you said come here. You ever made a mistake like that? You
That's
told
pretty
everybody
funny.
to do something and you were dead wrong.
Or you walk up to somebody and you find out that wasn't their position at all, and that could have been anything. Could have been somebody child raising, and
Yeah.
you walk up to them and you're giving them business, and they go, "Wait a minute, hang on, that's not me."
Did you think I said that? Because that's not what I said.
I said yada yada. Oh, I'm sorry.
Never mind.
Never mind. Okay, we got to hold that one over. All right, listen. Thanks for being a part of the video podcast. Be a part of the show tomorrow if you like. The number is 978 WCOS. Obviously, you can get in touch with us through Facebook. And we got a Twitter. There's a million different ways. I'll give out Kelly's cell phone number.
No.
You can do that as well.
You do that with your own cell phone all the time.
Tomorrow on The Morning Rush.